for our debate today is zoos do more good than harm. Definition of good is of high quality or excellence. Today as the first speaker, I will be talking about how zoos educate, conserve animals, and how zoos raise the animals correctly.
Today, our topic is how zoos do more good than harm. Definition of good is excellent. Today we will be talking about how zoos have improved, how zoos save animals, and how zoos do not abuse animals at all.
Good morning, everyone. The topic for our debate is that zoos cause more harm than good. Suffer, experience, or be subject to something bad or unpleasant. Today, as your first speaker, I will be talking to you about zoos make animals suffer, how zoos don't speak against habitat loss, and how zoos research and education make it limited at zoos. My first point will be how animals suffer, my second point will be how zoos don't speak against habitat loss, and my third point will be how research and education are limited.
Good morning, everyone. The definition of harm is injury, damage, or to hurt or injure. Today, as second speaker, I will be talking to you about a disease called zoochosis, animals' much-needed freedom, and the common stress behaviors.
According to wisezoos.com, zoos are good for education. Zoos provide live examples of animals doing what they do best. They educate the visitors about the history of the animals, and about the animals' origins.
My first point is how zoos have improved for the last 4,000 years or so. Gone are the old steel cages, steel bars, and animals have much freedom in their habitat.
As you heard my opponent say that zoos provide good education, I agree, but animals also suffer. According to Rebecca Richards, EHOW contributor, many animals are kept in small spaces so they're close enough to the visitors. They don't get to hunt for their food and may be living differently than the climate they are familiar with. For example, birds may have their wings clipped, while aquatic species may not have enough water to swim freely, according to Dr. Thomas Dixon. Making animals suffer for our enjoyment and entertainment is unfair, according to zoo critics.
As you heard my opponent say, zoos have improved over the years. However, I agree, but according to PETA.org, captive animals are deprived of everything that is natural and important to them. This causes them to catch a disease called zoochosis, which makes them sway back and forth. Since visitors have started to notice, zoos give animals a drug, such as Prozac.
As my opponent just stated, animals suffered. However, according to Ruth Padella, writer for TheGuardian.com, in 2013 says zoos conserve animals. They help injure animals and keep them from getting injured, or any other animal injuring them, therefore keeping the population of animals risen.
I heard my opponent say that there's a disease called zoochosis and that animals are drugged. But animals also are saved by almost extinct animals are saved by zoos, and they are bred properly. Some almost extinct animals were saved by zoos.
As you heard my opponent Alano say, zoos conserve animals. I agree, but zoos don't speak against habitat loss. Although zoos provide a safe place for endangered animals, they do little to speak against or prevent habitat loss, the leading cause of endangerment. Finally, according to Dr. Thomas Dixon, breeding animals in zoo often involves interbreeding because of the small animal population, which causes birth defects. This is also stated by Rebecca Richards, EHOW contributor.
As you heard my opponent say, zoos prevent animal extinction by breeding them. I agree with this, but however, animals take away much-needed freedom. Well, zoos take away animals' much-needed freedom. Animals born into captivity never get to see the outside world. Buzzle.com states that their natural movements are limited by the boundaries of zoos.
As you heard my opponent just said, zoos don't speak against habitat loss. I agree, however, according to WCS.org, zoos raise animals properly. They provide them with food, water, dental care, and all of this is given to them. Therefore, no matter what, they will always have what they will need.
zoos take away much needed freedom. Zoos actually, I agree, but zoos don't do any abuse to the animals. They feed and teach and care and breed the animals properly.
According to what my opponent just said, that zoos raise animals properly, I agree, but research and education is limited. It's true that scientists may perform research at zoos. They can also perform research in the wild. Research performed in the wild may be more accurate than research performed on animals in captivity because zoos can change how animals act. In addition, according to critics, some zoos focus more on entertainment than education. This is stated by Rebecca Richards, EHAP contributor.
As you heard my opponent say, zoos don't abuse animals and treat them properly. I disagree with this because zoos cause animals to have stress behaviors. According to veganpeace.com, it's hard for us to notice these behaviors because we usually only see animals in their captive state rather than their natural state. Examples of stress behaviors are trunk swaying or retracing steps.
As you can see, my opponent has stated that animals suffer, zoos don't speak against habitat loss, and research and education is limited. However, in conclusion, zoos make sure animals stay alive, they educate the visitors, and they raise the animals correctly in order to keep animals from going extinct. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.
As I heard my opponent say that there's a disease called zoochosis and animals are drugged. Zoos take away much needed freedom and zoos give out common stress behaviors. It really depends on what zoo you're talking about, but mostly zoos do more good than harm.
As you can see, my opponent has stated these 3 points. Zoos are good for education, zoos conserve animals, and raise animals correctly. So in conclusion, zoos actually cause more harm than good. Zoos cause animals to suffer, zoos don't speak against habitat loss, and research and education are limited at zoos. Thank you for coming here to see our debate and taking time out of your day.
As you heard my opponent say, zoos have improved over the years, zoos help prevent animal extinction, and zoos don't abuse animals in that they treat animals properly. In conclusion, we need to help and speak for these animals since zoos do more harm than good.